Should we go and tell them they were late? She looks like the man that was supposed to be. She's like, looks exactly like the guy that was supposed to be. Alex, yeah. My dad was like, he was like me, basically.
Right, keep going. See about this. Bar 5, is that right? So you've got 4 bar construction. Yeah? You find 4 beats. Yeah? You just start from bar 5. Yeah? So 3 beats. do the national anthem. A little bit behind.
Good morning, everybody. Vice Lord Lieutenants of Devon, Honorary Freeman and Honorary Alderman of the City of Plymouth, members of the City Council, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and young people, and to those watching online today. Good morning, welcome to the Lord Mayor's choosing and to the Council's annual general meeting. Before we start these proceedings, may I bring your attention to some housekeeping. Should the fire alarm sound, please make your way to the nearest fire exit, where you will be guided by staff members to the gathering points. May I also remind you to turn off your mobile phones, as these proceedings are being streamed live on the internet. I have received apologies from Councillors Maddie Bridgeman, Andrea Loveridge, Stephen Krishnell, Zoe Riley, and Councillor Rebecca Smith, MP. The Bishop of Plymouth, the Right Reverend James Greer, will lead us in prayer.
Let us pray. Almighty and eternal God, we give you thanks for the city of Plymouth, its rich history, its wonderful people, and its enduring spirit. Bless those who serve in public office, and especially the Lord Mayor to be appointed this morning. May she represent the city and during her tenure inspire people and organisations that they may feel valued and recognised within the city. May it be a year marked by unity among communities, justice in our dealings, the reduction of poverty, and peace in our streets. Inspire us all to work together for the flourishing of this fine city, for its families, its children, its workers, and its future. May Plymouth increasingly be a beacon of hope and resilience, love and acceptance, faith and generosity, now and in the days to come. And may you, Lord, be our refuge and our strong tower. We ask this in your holy name. Amen.
On the recommendation of the Lord Mayor's Selection Committee held on the 13th of February 2025, Councillor Cathy Watkin has been nominated for the election to the office of Lord Mayor. I invite Councillor Andy Lugger to propose the motion that Councillor Cathy Watkin takes the declaration of office as Lord Mayor of the City of Plymouth.
My Lord Mayor, Vice Lord Lieutenant, Honorary Alderman and Honorary Freeman of the City of Plymouth, members of the City Council, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and young people, and those watching online today. It is both an honour and a privilege to stand before Council today to propose this motion. It is often a daunting task making a speech about somebody one scarcely knows. But fortunately, on this occasion, I have known this person for over 30 years and proud to call her my friend. Cathy was born in rural Shropshire on the Welsh border, where her ancestors lived for upwards of 500 years. When she was a small baby, she was moved away from the area when her father took a religious calling and trained as a Methodist minister. One of her first memories was when he was based in Launceston in Cornwall, so for the Cornish here present, Lancing. Down in Launceston, she remembers trips to the city of Plymouth as a small child. Her first trip was a long car journey that went past the railway and all the infrastructure which was building up after the Second World War. She remembers seeing the lorries from the army based out at Crown Hill. She remembers bomb sites and actually partially constructed buildings when she got to the city of Plymouth. She is, by rights, an adopted Plymouthian. Cathy started primary school in Launceston and then moved to secondary school in South Wales and Cheshire. Having the disruption of attending 5 schools, she was sent to an all-girls boarding school in Southport to have a more settled secondary education, whilst her father continued his religious ministry in other parts of the country. After school, Cathy trained as a speech and language therapist in London and worked in clinics across Bristol, Bath, Cardiff and Sussex. I do remember her saying to me once that there was no progression in that profession in those days, so she took the really bold step of quitting her job and signing up for a law course at Bristol Polytechnic. She was then offered a place in a Plymouth law firm, which in those days was rather progressive, because she was the first lady trainee solicitor the firm had in its history. I do remember one of her training principles, and how she managed to stick in for 2 years is beyond me. She then attended the College of Law in Guildford to complete her academic qualifications and was admitted as a solicitor of the Supreme Court in 1978. Cathy's background as a lawyer has given her a unique perspective on the challenges faced by families and businesses working in Plymouth today. Her legal expertise has enabled her to approach political issues with both empathy and pragmatism. Cathy is now retired, and most of her working life has been spent in Plymouth. Her last practice was on Mutley Plain. Cathy, together with Sir Gary Streeter, were both instrumental in encouraging me to enter the legal profession. And I promise you, Cathy, I have never held that against you. Councillor Watkin has been an active member of the Conservative Party for over 30 years. I met her when my old friend, Alderman Mike Leeds, and I were trying to re-establish the Radford ward after the Labour victory in the early 90s. Cathy joined the ward committee as treasurer when I was chairman in 1993. Cathy always seems to get the job of treasurer. She is the treasurer of the Conservative group on the council, and she frequently nags me about my tardy way of approving online payments. But the truth is, ladies and gentlemen, I do not know how to do online payments. After retirement, After retirement, Cathy decided to stand for council and was elected to the Radford ward in 2019. A ward, of course, that she has served for over, certainly many years, but involved for 30 years. And then she was subsequently re-elected in 2023. Cathy has been a steadfast advocate for the voices of the people of Plymstock. On the council, she has had various committees. She was the planning vice chair 22 to 23, health and adult social care scrutiny vice chair 24 to 25, health and wellbeing board vice chair 24 to 25, and a member of the licensing committee and the joint Mount Edgecombe committee. She was deputy Lord Mayor in 23-24 and enjoyed meeting people from various backgrounds and cultures. She saw firsthand the wonderful work being done in Plymouth in and for communities. She is looking forward, therefore, to further community engagement in the ensuing mayoral year. Beyond her political responsibilities are Cathy's many interests. She enjoys art, history, travel, and nagging me for poor administration. I say, as a dedicated public servant whose commitment to the city has been unwavering, I move that Councillor Cathy Watkin, elected Lord Mayor of the City of Plymouth for the ensuing year.
Councillor Mary Aspinall will second the motion. I invite Councillor Aspinall to come forward.
My Lord Mayor, Vice Lord Lieutenant of Devon, Honorary Freeman and Honorary Alderman of the City of Plymouth, members of the City Council, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen and young people, and those watching online today. I am pleased to be able to second today's motion. Although Councillor Watkin has been a member of the Council since 2019, it has only been during the past year that I've worked closely with her, both as her Vice Chair of the Health and Wellbeing Board and also as Health Scrutiny. Councillor Watkins has shown her interest in the varied agenda items that we have received and discussed. She can be relied on to read the papers presented for the meetings and will have very many questions already. I am sure that her legal training will make her a fair and impartial chair at our council meetings. And I'm sure it will help her to understand the point of order clause in the council constitution, which is more than the rest of us do. I'm looking forward to her attending the Excellent in Care Awards later this month, not just to show the sector how important they are to us, but also to lead by example on the dance floor. There were some good moves there the other year when she came as Deputy Lord Mayor. I wish Cathy a successful year. I know her and John will be great ambassadors for this council. Lord Mayor, it gives me great pleasure to second the motion that Councillor Cathy Watkin is elected to the Lord Mayor of the City of Plymouth for the ensuing year.
In the absence of any other nominations, I will put the motion to the meeting. We now move to the vote. All those in favour? Any against? Any abstentions? I declare that Councillor Watkin is elected Lord Mayor of the City of Plymouth for the year of 2025 to 2026.
Lord Mayor, I invite you to take the declaration of acceptance of office. Will you repeat after me? I, Kathleen Mary Watkin,
I, Kathleen Mary Watkin,
having been elected to the office of Lord Mayor,
having been elected to the office of Lord Mayor,
hereby declare
that
I take that said office upon myself and will duly and faithfully fulfil the duties thereof. According to the best of my judgment and ability. Thank you. Will you please sign a written declaration to that effect?
Good morning. Vice Lord Lieutenant of Devon, Honorary Freeman and Alderman of the City of Plymouth, members of the City Council, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen and young people, and those watching online today. It is a great honour and privilege to be elected to be Lord Mayor of this great city of Plymouth, which has been my adopted home for the past 50 years. I thank members of the City Council for entrusting this office in me for the coming year. My friend Alderman Dr. John Mahoney will be my consort. He was a member of the Council for 22 years and was Lord Mayor for 10 years ago. He will accompany me to as many events as possible, and his support and advice will be invaluable. My colleague, Councillor Chip Tafan, has enthusiastically agreed to be my deputy. My cadet will be Sergeant Sebastian Thomas Williams, who is in the RAF squadron at Devonport. Sebastian has attended many ceremonial events on behalf of his squadron, and it has been his ambition to be Lord Mayor's cadet since attending mayoral events with his step-grandmother, the late Alderman Vivian Pengelly. Unfortunately, he's unable to be here today because of a clash of dates with an important mock A-level exam. However, I'm very pleased to welcome his deputy, Tatiana Rio, who is a police cadet at Crown Hill and is standing in for him today. The Reverend Hannah Freeland of Who Baptist Church, Plymstock, has agreed to take on the role of chaplain. Who Baptist Church actively engages with the local community and provides its premises for community meetings and as a polling station for elections. To support Hannah, church leaders will be carrying out services on her behalf when Hannah is attending ceremonial events. My charities will be St Luke's, which is well known in Plymouth and the surrounding area for the work it does with those who have life-limiting illness. Only a relatively small proportion of their income comes from government grants, so they rely on charitable gifts and fundraising to keep up their essential work, which may benefit any one of us or our families at some time. And also Children's Wishes, which is a new charity based in Plymouth. In less than a year since it was founded, the charity has helped more than 150 children, either living in poverty or with illness or facing family bereavement. The trustees give their time voluntarily and work with schools and other charities to address the need. Organising and supporting us all will be the professional team from the Lord Mayor's office and the mace bearers. 90 years ago in 1935, King George V, by letters patent, bestowed on Plymouth the right to have a Lord Mayor in place of the centuries-old tradition of mayor. The Lord Mayor's primary function is to chair council meetings and attend ceremonial and civic events as Plymouth's first citizen. As such, the Lord Mayor must not get involved in day-to-day politics or take part in political debate. In these rapidly changing times, the office of Lord Mayor gives stability and continuity to the City Council and to the communities we serve. 2 years ago, I was appointed Deputy Lord Mayor, and it was my privilege to meet people from various and diverse voluntary organisations, welcome new citizens to Plymouth, and attend events on behalf of the Lord Mayor. Over the next year, I hope to meet with more volunteers and see firsthand more of the invaluable community and charity work that is carried out in Plymouth. Plymouth being a military and a naval city, Armed Forces Day and Remembrance Sunday are particularly important dates in the mayoral calendar. And in August this year, we will also celebrate the 80th anniversary of VJ Day. Lastly, I would like to thank Councillor Tina Toohey for chairing council meetings with wisdom and good humour. Also her deputy, Councillor Pauline Murphy, and Lady Mayoress Freya Hitt, and the Deputy Lord Mayor's consort, Councillor Mark Coker, who have ably supported her throughout the year. I now move that Councillor Chip Tofan be elected the Deputy Lord Mayor of the City of Plymouth for the ensuing year. Councillor Tess Blight will second the motion.
I formally second the motion.
In the absence of any other nomination, I'll put the motion to the meeting. All in favour? Any against? Any abstentions? That is carried, and I declare that Councillor Chip Tofan is elected Deputy Lord Mayor of the City of Plymouth for the year 2025 to 26.
Deputy Lord Mayor, I invite you to take the declaration of acceptance of office. Will you please repeat after me? I, Cyprian Tofan, having been elected to the office of Deputy Lord Mayor,
having been elected to the office of Deputy Lord Mayor,
hereby declare
that
I take the said office upon myself and will duly and faithfully fulfil the duties thereof.
And will duly and faithfully fulfil the duties thereof.
According to the best of my judgment and ability.
According to the best of my judgment and ability.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Will you please sign a written declaration to that effect?
I am pleased to announce the appointment of Reverend Hannah Freeland of Who Baptist Church, Plymouth, as my chaplain. And I invite Father Apollonius Magiro to transfer the Lord Mayor's chaplaincy insignia to Reverend Hannah Freeland. I invite the retiring Lord Mayor to present Father Apollos Magiro with the commemorative badge of office. Would you please stand? I invite Lieutenant Commander Andrew McConaughey, on behalf of the Royal Navy, to approach for the presentation of Drake's sword.
My Lord Mayor, on behalf of the Royal Navy, I present to you Drake's sword to symbolise the key links between the Royal Navy and the city of Plymouth.
Please be seated. I call upon Councillor Bill Stevens to move a vote of thanks to the retiring Lord Mayor and the retiring Deputy Lord Mayor.
My Lord Mayor, Vice Lord Lieutenant of Devon, Honorary Freeman and Honorary Alderman of the City of Plymouth, members of the City Council, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, young people and everybody tuning in at home. It's a huge pleasure to thank my good friend Tina Tilley for being a fabulous Lord Mayor over the last 12 months. I think she's really done us proud. A year ago, the City Council made the unanimous decision to choose Tina as our first citizen. And yes, I'm old enough to remember when Lord Mayors were chosen unanimously. This year has been one of triumph for Tina and therefore our city. Incidentally, I need to make it clear that the Labour group have said very firmly that if I offend anyone today, say anything that may be seen as controversial or tell any inappropriate or corny jokes, they'll definitely ask me to come back and give the speech again next year. I have been so impressed, like most Plymouthians, with Tina's year as Lord Mayor. Excellent chairing of the City Council, hosting an event to highlight the abuses of migrant workers, awarding 3 extremely worthy candidates with the freedom of the city, hosting the Astor Trust at the appropriate location of 3 Elliott Terrace, and celebrating the £130 million regeneration of North Prospect, a project very close to Tina's heart for obvious reasons. Tina and Freya have taken on an immense amount of work in their time in office, brilliantly supported by Pauline and Mark as their deputies. It was so much work that some people suggested that the work could have been shared out a little bit more, but one mayor in Plymouth has always been enough for me. There's a lot of cynicism, as many people know, about local government and the links it makes to exotic places around the world. Some councils set up offices in the Bahamas. Some organise fact-finding trips to Fiji and promote links with the Seychelles. Tina showed her opinion of faraway, sun-kissed tropical shores this year by welcoming the new Honorary Consul of Finland. So I don't expect too many foreign trips there. We were incredibly lucky to have Tina speak for our city in the recent VE Day commemorations. Not only did we have a fine contribution from a distinguished historian, we also heard from first-hand from someone who was actually there. And that was a real treat, I have to say. Tina's love for history has seen her complete a PhD in archaeology, contribute an amazing amount to fascinating history projects in her patch in North Prospect and Western Mill, and research most of my jokes, it says here. It's going to be great to welcome Tina back to membership of the Planning Committee. We have missed you, Tina, it has to be said. I don't know how she's coped not being sat there next to me once every 4 weeks, but it's going to be great to see you. We have so much to be grateful for, and not just her many stories about her mother being at school with the late Marlene Dietrich. If you get the chance later, she loves being asked about it. She really, really does. But above all today, I have the enormous pleasure, as well, I think, as the contractual obligation, to thank Tina for being one of this city's great Lord Mayors. I hope you agree.
I call upon Councillor Andy Lugger to second the vote of thanks.
My Lord Mayor, Vice Lord Lieutenant, Honorary Freeman and Honorary Alderman of the City of Plymouth, members of the City Council, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and young people, and those watching online today. It is a signal honour to second the vote of thanks for a dedicated public servant who has provided sterling service to the City of Plymouth and led this authority in an adept and dignified manner. Last week, I had the immense pleasure of attending the VE Day celebrations with Councillor Chewy. My dear mother used to talk about the celebrations and the street parties in Plymouth when the war ended. So I was humbled to attend a civic function with a fine person from my mother's generation whose deep-rooted passion for this city was evident by the way she conducted herself at that event. Tina's commitment to our city has been unwavering. I had the pleasure of attending the D-Day celebrations with her, together with the 200th anniversary of the RNLI, Remembrance Sunday, Armed Forces Launch Day, and the Holocaust Memorial Day. I can honestly say, at each event, she spoke with passion. She led from the front and represented Plymouth in an honourable way. She was also very proud to attend the Plymouth Pride event, Seafest, Catwater 150th anniversary, St Paul's Church centenary, the Interfaith Festival, and the city's Operation Foster event, which proved to be a tremendous success for this city. Ladies and gentlemen, I find it hard to believe that it was 12 months ago to this day that I was standing on this platform talking about Tina's perilous journey out of Nazi Germany during the Second World War, her dedication to archaeology, her links with my old university, and the sterling work she's done for the council. Councillor Chewy exemplifies qualities of effective leadership and common sense when presiding over the council. Fortunately, last year I did not get told off once by Councillor Chewy, but my friend the leader Denu, who's a birthday boy today, realised that beyond this very gentle exterior there is a bark that is worse than a bite. Of course, Tina, you have had the unerring support of Councillor Pauline Murphy, who I said this time last year was one of the most sincere and warmest councillors on this authority, and I'm proud to say I will repeat the observation this year as well. Without further ado, my Lord Mayor, I second the vote of thanks.
The Council accords to Councillor Tina Tui the sincere thanks of the citizens of Plymouth for the invaluable service that she has rendered to the city as Lord Mayor since May 2024, and for the able manner in which she has presided over the deliberations of the Council during the period. The Council also expresses its indebtedness to Councillor Pauline Murphy for her diligent and efficient discharge of duties of the Deputy Lord Mayor, and to Freya Hitt as Lady Mayoress, and as to Councillor Mark Coker, Deputy Lord Mayor's consort, who has supported them during the year of office. I put this motion to the meeting. All those in favour? Any against? Any abstentions? Thank you, members. The motion is carried. Now, I would like to express my personal thanks to the retiring Lord Mayor and retiring Lady Mayoress, along with the retiring Deputy Lord Mayor and retiring Deputy Lord Mayor's consort, with the presentation of gifts. I call upon the retiring Lord Mayor to reply.
Good morning, everyone, again. It has been a great honour to serve as the Lord Mayor of our incredible city of Plymouth over the past year. And what a journey it has been. One not only filled with learning and deep reflection, but also full of many unforgettable and enjoyable moments. Over this civic year, I've had the privilege of seeing Plymouth in a way few people do. I have spent time with communities across our cities, hearing your stories, celebrating your heritage, and witnessing the everyday resilience and kindness that defines Plymouth. Though I've lived in North Prospect for 40-odd years, and have always been deeply involved with the community there, this year has opened my eyes even more. I've seen how strong, how united, and how proud all the people of Plymouth are, no matter what life has thrown at them, and I've been humbled by their humour and fortitude. It has also been a year filled with significant events. In November, I was deeply honoured to lead the Remembrance Service, a time when our city comes together in solemn tribute to those who gave their lives in service to our country. Armed Forces Day remind me once again of the extraordinary contribution Plymouth service personnel make to our city and to our nation. And just last week, we marked the 80th anniversary of VE Day, a powerful reminder of peace, perseverance, and gratitude. I was honoured to host and be part of these events, and I know how important they are to our civic life. There have been many poignant and emotional moments throughout this year, but for me, none more so than the North Corner Memorial Service. This memorial commemorates not only the gallantry of our armed forces, but also the courage of the people of Plymouth during wartime. The air raid wardens, the firefighters, and all the civilians who were bombed out of their homes or lost their lives during the Blitz. Standing at the water's edge, as we remembered these lost at sea, I spoke the names of Corporal G. Shard, RM, Cockshell Hero, Mabel Siddle, BEM, for assisting the recovery of bodies and injured from the burning buildings and providing support for her community. Harold Siddle, her husband, who spent 4 years as a prisoner of war. Jonas Labsley, JM, ARP warden, who spent 6 hours comforting a woman trapped underground in the rubble of a bombed house, accompanied by an unexploded bomb. Saying their names aloud, surrounded by memories of loved ones and fellow citizens, was a moment that truly moved me. It reminded me of the weight of memory and the importance of honouring it. I'd now like to take this opportunity to express some heartfelt thanks. Firstly, to our brilliant Lord Mayor's cadets, Oliver Reeps and Louise Elliott. Although they can't be with us today due to prior commitments, I've made arrangements for them to receive their scrolls as a token of appreciation. Your dedication and contribution throughout the year have been truly valued. To my daughter Freya, the Lady Mayoress, who began this year facing her own personal challenges. Freya, you've stood beside me with strength, warmth and grace. You've attended countless events and been a source of support and pride. I'd like now to present you with a personal gift as a thank you from my heart. To the Lord Mayor's staff, well, thank you for navigating the whirlwind as is the usual mayoral diary, organising over 274 engagements this year. Your patience, with me in particular, professionalism and positivity have been invaluable, and I'm incredibly grateful. A special thank you to my chaplain, Father Apollos. Your presence at full council meetings and throughout my civic year has been a source of calm and guidance. My civic church service on the 23rd was particularly special, and I thank you sincerely for your dedication and extend my good wishes for the future. To Councillor Pauline Murphy and Councillor Mark Coker, thank you both for serving as Deputy Lord Mayor and the Lord Mayor's Consort. You have supported me with unwavering loyalty. Pauline, your work connecting with our military communities, veterans, and your incredible effort in creating the Poppy Wall have not gone unnoticed. Thank you. And now to my chosen charity, Hammer's House. In October, we held a dinner, a raffle, and an auction. And thanks to the generosity of the public and those who visited the parlour and Elliot Terrace, I'm delighted to announce that we've raised a little over £7,000. My heartfelt thanks go My heartfelt thanks go to everyone who helped to make that possible. And finally, I wish Councillor Cathy Watkins all the very best as she begins her year as our new Lord Mayor. Cathy, I know you will serve this city with great care, compassion and commitment. Thank you, Plymouth, for the honour of serving as your Lord Mayor. It has been a privilege, and I will cherish it for the rest of my life.
I move to item 5 on the agenda. Members of Council, I ask the Council notes the continuation of the 4-year term of Councillor Tudor Evans OBE as Leader of the Council. Thank you. I move to item 6 on the agenda to note the membership of the Cabinet. Members of Council, I ask the Council notes the information provided in the report concerning the membership of the Cabinet and the delegation of responsibilities to Cabinet members. Thank you. I move to item 7 on the agenda to agree committees and their members and appoint chairs and vice chairs. Members of Council, I move that the committees, the membership of those committees and the chairs and vice chairs are approved to enable the transaction of the business of the Council until the next annual general meeting. Councillor Hendy, I understand that you are seconding.
I formally second the nominations.
Thank you. Can I ask Council for all those in favour? Any against? Any abstentions? Therefore, the motion is carried. Thank you. I move to item 8 of the agenda, to appoint representatives to outside bodies. Members of Council, I move that the appointment and nominations of councillors and others as representatives on outside bodies are approved until the next annual general meeting, as set out in the report. Councillor Hendy, I understand you are seconding.
I formally second those nominations.
Thank you. Can I ask the Council for all those in favour? Any against? Any abstentions? Therefore, the motion is carried. Thank you. That concludes the formal business of the day. I would like to invite guests to join me for refreshments in the Council House, where the Lipson Community College Key Stage 3 Choir and Montpellier Primary School Steel Pan Band will be providing entertainment.
ask Alice in next year because she's celebrating too much that she never has a chance again.
It's all right.
What?
They might go back to Vancy and stick in there. Actually, it's a big little cat walk. Yeah, but I'll be at school, so...
Not this time next year, will you?
That's scary, isn't it? I've got less months left at home than it has been this year. I've got 3 and a bit. Dinner as well? Months, June, July, August. Last year? Yeah. The old days. Yeah. Had one in the morning, had one in the evening. I'm sure the
Bill's getting
seniors will be in. Yeah.
I did go into town.
He gave me a hug at the school show and I thought it was my friend with